Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Leadership Void Podcast. I'm Enrique with my co-host Vince to bring you the best in our veteran military spouse and first responder community. And Vince will introduce today's guest.
All right, thanks, Enrique. We have another great episode lined up with Roy Blair. He's the CEO and owner of Karuka Cultural Consulting, LLC, all the way from Jacksonville, Florida. Roy, welcome to the show. Let's start off. Tell us a little bit about you.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. And it's a pleasure to be here today. Retired veteran, 21 years of service, U.S. Navy. Of course, during my time in the Navy, I decided, hey, let's bring something new to the world that I felt like could make our lives a little bit better. So Karuka Cultural Consulting. My life, personal and professional journeys, they've kind of been intertwined. And my mission, it's been really to provide meaningful change through leadership, expertise, and pretty much a steadfast commitment to helping people, create that sustainable lifestyle. After 21 years of service, jumping right into the business, oh my gosh, it has been fun. My family, they've supported me from day one and told me to go all in. So from that point on, it's just been go, 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 a continuous learning journey and just fostering growth and helping people as much as I can and just being of service as much as I can to people.
Outstanding. I love that you went from the sea to the fire because entrepreneurship is nothing but fire. We know that, but we appreciate all that you've done on your end to get this company up and running. So tell us a little bit more about Karuka Consulting that you run right now.
Wow, that's really interesting because when I started Karuka, we were only focused on leadership and we understood that the world was changing. So because of that transformations across so many industries, we knew that we had a passion for sustainability. We understood governance, risk, compliance, and that cultural intelligence, how to tie them together. So Karuka Cultural Consulting was born out of governance that we've seen in this world that was not missing, but was vaguely misunderstood. So we decided to, hey, create our firm, pretty much firmly grounded in, values of trust, reliability, excellence, and ensuring that we not only fulfill, but surpass expectations of our customers. At the heart of our mission, we serve Fortune 1000 global enterprises, government bodies, nonprofit organizations, who I love working with dynamic startups because those are the most fun because they really get into the intricacies and landscapes of sustainability, governance, and leadership. So that's a little bit about Karuka. We focus really on change management, sustainability, and human capital solutions also too. We have a suite of things that we work on surrounding governance, leadership, and sustainability.
Sounds like an amazing opportunity you have. You had all the support from your family, go all in, sounds like it's so easy, but it's not, right? Being an entrepreneur, as Enrique mentioned, going into the fire. So let's talk about either challenges, lessons learned, and or how do you get back to the community?
Oh my gosh, it's really interesting that you said that today because yes, I utilized a lot of resources in my journey for Karuka. One, boots to business, started there. And that was the most interesting journey. From there, working with SCORE, Strive. Oh my God, don't forget about Wounded Warrior Project and also Bunker Labs. My pathway to here has been filled with extremely valuable resources of mentors and following that because they've given to me over the past, we're now 7 years old now, going on 8. I decided to give back to the community by becoming a Service Corps of Retired Executives SCORE mentor for the Small Business Administration. And the amount of people that I realized that I've helped really blew my mind as of this month because I've taken a step away from SCORE because of some changes to find different ways to give back into the community. Of course, still sticking with Bunker Labs, helping entrepreneurs, of course, veterans, spouses, dependents, really go from that idea phase, that ideation to that actual business model and bringing in the resources that will, hey, as they would say, help and create a legacy, provide financial support, and go beyond what they're doing to what their dreams might be within business, small or large.
And one of the blessings of being an entrepreneur is not only getting those resources, but giving it back. So thank you for all you do as a mentor now for those coming up, and as a preteen yourself now, getting into those preteen years as a business. Tell us a little bit about what's on the horizon for Karuka.
Oh my gosh, that is really interesting. Right now, the most challenging part that I can say, but also the opportunity that I want to call it, is expanding the team. And that means I am working with people of different cultures, different mindsets across the world. Um, is really interesting because we're getting into data analytics. And from data analytics, we're expanding into actual industrial design. So we're building out different divisions within the organization right now. And it is both challenging, but also fun at the same time because I'm learning new frameworks on how to lead different mindsets, of course. And with my background, of course, as chief petty officer of the Navy, we had to be dynamic, we had to be fluid. But being an entrepreneur is a totally different, oh my gosh, formula. It is related, but how we navigate it, it really, really does affect everyone around you based off the decisions that I make. So we're growing, expanding into new technologies, creating a new suite of services that's going to help as many people in different countries as we can with the governance risks and compliances that we are facing right now in this new world, of course.
I definitely love the fact that, all three of us came from the military, and that gave us that diversity of thought and understanding that opportunity towards that mission. And what you're doing is phenomenal there, Roy. I appreciate what you're doing. Now, hearing you say that, what do you do to sharpen your sword that helps you or aids you to thrive in your professional life?
Oh, wow, 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 wow. I have a fiance over here and she is always reading. This lady, I'm kind of jealous because she can read a whole book in 2 days. It will take me almost a week. So she's challenging me to read more, even read more beyond what my passion is for business and what we focus on is sustainability and governance, but read things that are cultural, read things that are in a way of manifesting ideas to sharpen my skills, to open my mind. And she really helps me to engage in that continuous learning and reflection. And I do the same for her at the same time. So it really helps me to stay abreast of the industry trends that I am facing. And this is the most challenging part for most entrepreneurs that have been in business for a while. Seek feedback. I look for a lot of feedback. I am involved in some mastermind groups, and when I tell you the feedback that we get, hot and cold, and then, okay, this is your idea, Roy. How are you going to get there? What steps will you take? When will you do it? It requires me to invest time into getting my own mentorship also too. So that's really, really what it is. And just staying, as they would say, kind of hungry to learn and really just listen. That's really what it is.
You mentioned 21 years of service, 7 to 8 in business. That's a good swath of time, almost 3 decades there of learning and being exposed to mentors and folks that help you throughout your career. And undoubtedly, you received some advice during that period that you said, man, I have to not only hold on to that, but I also have to perpetuate it. So, what advice did you receive that you would like to pass on to an emerging leader today?
Oh man. Oh yes, yes, yes. I will never forget this. Even to this day, a really, really good friend of mine, and it was like this. I empathy is what he's told me to have. Empathy, no matter what, and really do active listening. Being in the position that I was in the Navy and making it very fast in that position, it could have created an ego. but it didn't. And I was informed to just listen to people, what they say. Sometimes when they're asking you to help them solve their problem, they really deliver their own solution when they're telling you what the problem is. So the only thing that you really have to do is just actively listen, give that empathy, understand that emotional intelligence, and how to provide feedback that is critical, but not pointing a finger to shut them down. And let me tell you, gentlemen, that took skills and years to develop. It really did. But that continuous honing of those skills has really got me to the point where people that I work with, they're amazing. I love working with them. I trust them. And it really makes the relationship in business and personal life very, very successful.
I love it. I think I'm gonna call you the new Jedi, brother, because it really takes a lot of having those skill sets of active listening, listen to understand versus respond. It's so true, and getting out of your way, don't have that ego, and seeking, like you mentioned, feedback. It's so important. All those elements to make us better leaders, to influence others. Also, those 3 decades that Enrique mentioned that you have done. How about a memorable leadership aha moment that you've had?
Oh my gosh, I had to realize I did not have all the answers, which is really counterintuitive to being a chief in the Navy or in any position being in that leadership, because a lot of people look at us to have the answers. So that's what we do. But I had to have that aha moment, as you said, like, wait a minute here, hold on. You just asked me something about a math equation in physics that I have no idea about. And I can't just pull that out of the air. I literally had to do some studying. And that's just me using an example of some of the things that I had to deal with. So that aha moment was realizing, like, wait a minute here, hold on. I don't know this answer yet, but I got a whole lot of resources of people around me that can help me provide the right answer, empower the people who are looking for those solutions. And you know what? That shift in perspective, man, that's been pivotal in oh my gosh, that's been so pivotal in my career and my life. It's been amazing. So, but you know what? I can't lie to you, gentlemen. I get a lot of aha moments kind of weekly with my peers, but also I have a 6-year-old that, oh my gosh, he will keep me on my toes, and he does. So those are a lot of aha moments too.
Well, good thing that Ask the Chief includes chiefs, right? So a
There you
chief
go.
should ask the
Yeah.
chief. And that's why, we have that organization that what we call fraternity E7 and above, to be able to lean on each other. And that's a great aha moment. There's a lot of leaders that aim to have all the answers. Usually they don't have enough time on their lifespan to get all the answers. So good one to share there. And I know that throughout those years and even in business, you've come up on challenging times and times that things had to change. So what are
Mhm.
your strategies around those times of change and challenges?
When dealing with change and challenges, communication, transparency, they are key strategies. I really employ my team a lot when we run into those change times and challenges. And the people on my team, they're change managers, so they understand it. They know what to do and how to navigate things. And we prioritize open dialogue to understand the nuances of each situation. It kind of enables us to really adapt and innovate with agility. And that I love the fact that we are fluid sometimes. It's not always about a matrix structure or a flat organization. Sometimes you just really have to take yourself out and really encourage people to, hey, let's think outside the box. Let's go beyond the veil and see what else we can do. Let's do some research. And that is really what helps us with those challenging times and communicate with authenticity and just be genuine, which in this time really, really matters, because it is really, really challenging for us to receive feedback, but it has to be welcome. And when it's welcome, that means it's valued, and it ensures that we can, collectively move forward with resiliency and purpose. And that is really what we do. I really just rely on my team, find out what I need to change, how I need to change it. And sometimes we have to create things, together. Or, as you said, focus on those mentors. Look at what they've done, because I guarantee you, I know it, in this world full of so many leaders, someone has faced a similar challenge and a change that you're dealing with right now. All you have to do is ask. And one thing I do know, just to add on to that, people love to share what they have succeeded at, and they can really help you if you really open up and trust them. And that's, as a leader, I do the same thing.
Totally love everything you said there, Roy. Talked about superpowers of emotional intelligence and cultivating empathy, seeking feedback, having mentors. Those resources are very pivotal to the growth of self. So love everything you said, young Jedi. So folks listening in, how to reach Roy Blair or Karuka Cultural Consulting, how do they go about doing so?
To reach Karuka Cultural Consulting, I am on LinkedIn. By all means, please just reach out to me there. We have our website online. You can find us on the web. Type us in Google, www.karukacultural.com. We are there. So that is really, how we can be reached. Of course, we are available 7 days a week. And I just really appreciate the opportunity to be here to speak about, Karuka and what we do, where we're going, and our goals. And thank you.
Outstanding. Well, folks, we will have that as part of the show notes and video for you to get a hold of Roy and Karuka. And if you would like to get a hold of us at the Leadership Void, the Leadership Void at gmail.com is where you'll send that correspondence. If you'd like to see a topic on leadership or a guest speaker of your preference, you'll do it by those means.
And as well, we want to thank our sponsors, Triple Nickel, A Hero for Kids, and FAVOB. But today is all about Roy Blair and his wonderful opportunity he's doing in the world with Karuka Cultural Consulting. Thank you, Roy, for being on the show. Have a wonderful day, brother.
It's a pleasure. Thank you for having me. Please have a good one.